Here we are on the Euro USD daily chart. We're just looking at a pure price action chart, and we're going to draw some support and resistance levels onto this chart now so that you can begin to see how price action respects these levels going forwards. So we're looking at the turning point, the change from 2011 to 2012, and we're deliberately drawing the levels on the major support and resistance levels that have affected the markets over this period of time. And there we go, that's probably the major four there. So we've got the absolute high point here, which intersects here and here. The low becoming the high, retested again and again and again. This high point and these lows are all being intersected with. And we're looking at the low here, which get a small bounce off there again as well. And we're going to look at what happens with price action when it reaches these zones. So first of all, we can see that we actually have price breaking through this support level at the bottom here. And we can see it actually breaks through this level, pulls back and forms, if I just zoom in a bit more, breaks through, pulls back and forms this pin bar. And I'm just going to highlight that now with an arrow. We've seen price in a strong downward trend break through a level, pull back and retest it, and we can see the previous lows are being retested here as well. This is a great example of a price action setup in a trending market that's likely to continue moving to the downside. This is support becoming resistance, and we'll be looking to take a short position underneath the low of that bar with our stop loss just above this new resistance level. We see price moves aggressively to the downside, which is what we're expecting to see, and more than likely resulted in some form of a profitable trade there. Typically at least risking 1% and getting back 2, so a good risk to reward there of at least 2 to 1. Again, we now see that we have this same level being tested with a pin bar. We'll be looking to repeat exactly the same scenario now. We've taken the first trade, now looking at the second trade. It's moved in our favour, and this one would have more than likely resulted in a stop out and a loss. So one winner, one loser, but overall we'd be profitable because of our improved reward to risk on our winning trade. As we progress through now, we'll see what else happens when price gets to these different levels. So price pulls back to the level again. We saw a doji bar, nothing particularly interesting. We saw one big seller bar with a gap due to the Greek banks. Probably not going to do anything there at all. Followed by a buyer bar, and a big seller bar. You could argue there's a reversal bar formation there. Not many people would really have traded that. But the interesting part now is we've got ourselves a lower swing low and a lower swing high, and this is also at this resistance level with an inside bar. So this is a very interesting opportunity here because we've got an inside bar formation occurring off this same strong zone and strong level here that's been reacted against previously. Now, bearing in mind that these support and resistance levels are exactly that, they're levels, they're zones. They're not a specific price. It's not 126.72. It's a banding almost. That's the reason why we're looking for a price to either be just shy of that level, which we saw originally here, or also go through the level slightly perhaps as well. But we're looking for a zone where price is likely to react, and the price action then gives us the signal. Having seen such a strong buyer bar followed by a reversal inside bar with a lower low and a lower high, we're seeing a shift in sentiment here, a shift in cyclicity, and we'd be looking for trades to the downside. We can see the price moves actually quite aggressively in our favour in this example, which is nice, and again more than likely resulted in a profitable trade. again at least a 2-to-1 trade there, so we can mark that one here as another winning trade. And again, that's using a combination of price action at the support and resistance levels and making sure that we're looking for things like inside bars, pin bars, engulfing bars, reversal bar formations. We're not looking for doji bars so much at these levels. They don't tend to react as strongly. We actually have another level down here in which support has become resistance. We have an inside bar which creates a doji bar, seller bar. There's not really a huge amount going on there, nothing particularly to capitalize on. Again, sideways market. There's not really a huge amount happening in this position. We could look at taking perhaps a short position of this engulfing bar that we have that's formed. We've got the bar that then becomes an engulfing bar. This could perhaps be a potential short opportunity, which moves pretty aggressively and probably worked out as a stop out. So let's just put the stop sign there, the cross there. That was more than likely a loser. But bearing in mind that our winners are making us twice what our losers are costing us, we're still pretty happy with the overall result. 2 winners, 2 losers, yet we're still happily profitable. This is interesting. We've seen this resistance level now get broken, and actually we're now seeing a case of previous resistance is actually becoming support. And we have ourselves higher lows and higher highs. And we've got ourselves a nice bullish pin bar there. This would present us with a potential trading opportunity to the upside, which triggers into the trade. Tends to go sideways for quite some time here. But actually it's moving quite aggressively in favour. And we see that this again would comfortably have got us into a position of making at least 2 times what we'd risked. You can all quite happily call that one a winning trade there. We're not going to look at exits at this point just yet. There's a separate section on targets and exits from trades a little bit later on. But for now, we're just looking at the price action signals off of the levels themselves. Now we see prices come back to this previous level again. We've got ourselves an inside bar followed by a reversal bar formation, an engulfing bar. We've got lots of different things there telling us this is a potential sell signal, which we'd look at taking. Sure enough, we actually get a complete reversal in price. We get ourselves a bearish pin bar suddenly changes into a bullish pin bar. When you get these conflicts here, this tells us that we were wrong. We're probably going to lose this trade, and we'd actually now expect price to move to the upside. And we can look at the level through here. We can see this support gets tested again and again and again. I don't want to put too many lines on the chart, but support gets retested a 3rd time. It's quite likely now that this is going to move aggressively to the upside, and it will lose our first trade, but potentially win our second trade. That's correct. So we've definitely lost this one. But we're in the long trade now off of this support level, and we're starting to see price move aggressively in favour. So we can quite happily call that a 2-to-1 winner. Again, if you're winning a trade then losing the next one, but your winners are twice the size, you can see how you're consistently going to end up making money. It's like if I gave you a coin that's got heads and tails, and on the head side, if you get it right, I give you £10, and if you flip it and you get tails, you lose £5. I think most people would quite happily flip that coin all day long, because on a 50-50 success rate, the winner being £10, the loser being £5, they know that overall they expect to be profitable. Okay, so this is interesting. we've now got ourselves, price has moved up strongly towards this resistance level now. But we've kind of got a bit of a bearish pin bar. There's also buyer bar, buyer bar, buyer bar, seller bar. It's also a reversal bar formation, and therefore a potential sell signal. We'll just mark that on the charts, and we'll be looking to get short off of this particular signal here. Price moves, doji bar keeps moving in our favor, inside pin bar keeps moving, and again quite happily develops into being risking 1 and getting 2 back again. So we can mark another winning trade up here. Let's see what happens next. Price is kind of hovering around in the middle of no man's land. There's no real support and resistance levels here. Price has pulled back to this resistance level now and given us a bit of a doji bar, so he probably wouldn't be doing anything here as such. We'll just see what happens next. Quite interestingly, we have ourselves a retest. We can see this. We can see this support getting retested again, and we get it with seller, 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 buyer bar, reversal bar formation, a potential buy signal of this level. And we'll be looking to go long here. We can see the trade gets triggered and comfortably moves in our favor again up to the next resistance level. Not quite a 2-to-1 trade, but still up to the next level there. Probably a 1-to-1 trade at best there. So not ideal. You may not have taken it, but certainly again the price action signal off the level gave you the opportunity. And as soon as we get to this next level again, we see this resistance gets tested. We get that reversal bar formation again and an inside bar. And we get a potential sell opportunity there, which actually tends to move in our favor there to the downside, resulting in a another 2-to-1 winning trade. As we keep progressing through, we see prices come back down to this level. Interestingly, let's move through. Price actually creates a bullish pin bar here at this next support level. We'll be looking to get long around here now, because of the bullish pin bar off of the level. We can see it's a zone. We're expecting price to move to the upside now. We don't know how far to the upside, but certainly it's moved to the next level, and there's no real indications of slowing down. Still moving aggressively. Again, we've got to this level now whereby we're at the resistance again. We've comfortably made 2 times what we've risked. We've comfortably made good money through there. And we're at the next level again where price has reacted previously. We're expecting a reaction again. So this presents us with a potential sell opportunity to the downside, which seems to work fairly well in our favor. And you can really get an idea now of how those previous support and resistance levels have helped us with the price action signals to give us clear and concise entries. Again, we haven't looked at exits so much now. We've just assumed a mandatory risking 1 to get back 2, but we're happy with the way that the results have been on this chart. We have not won every single trade at all by any stretch. We have consistently made money over this period of time. And we can see this has happened through a trending market to the upside, through a trending market to the downside, and also a ranging market.